All right, so we're a team TODO, and our project is the video processing server. And I'm Hutan.
I'm Derek.
Chime.
EJ. Jeff. Gonzalo.
One more. Larry.
So this is a basic overview of our project in total, with also the other group, STD Pose. So overall, it's going to be some form of web application that's going to be taking in some videos that users request to be processed by multiple video processing algorithms. And so basically, where we come in is we're going to be this backend which is communicating between the database and the video processing algorithm. So what we would do is we would be searching for whenever new requests and new videos come in, and then we would transfer them to be processed by these algorithms. Then we would retrieve the results and store them back into the database. So the general overview is we're going to make a backend application using Node.js, which is going to continuously pull the database. And the data may be receiving multiple requests at the same time. So we're going to have to write some asynchronous code to be able to handle this data. So we're going to also have to be able to handle large transfers efficiently, because some of these algorithms may be returning or receiving very large pieces of data. And also, we're going to have to store the outputted data into the database.
Oh, so
Okay. Okay, so the project can generally be broken down into 4 parts. So the first part is we're going to have to fetch the videos. So we're going to be having to continuously pull the database to see whenever new requests come in for videos to be processed. So we also have to determine which videos that come in are new, potentially, or not, depending on how our sponsor would like the videos to be stored, if he would like them to be removed or to be kept in there for some future reasons. And so we're going to have to asynchronously retrieve this data in order to not be blocking any requests from happening. The second part is we're going to be interfacing with the computer vision algorithm. So once we retrieve new videos and requests, each of these videos are going to be sent to the specified computer vision algorithm based on, I'm assuming, some field in the database or some form of communication we're going to have.
the request.
Yeah, the request. And then, so we're going to have to efficiently transfer this data and then capture the processed data from these computer vision algorithms. And then the third step is we're going to have to create the output video. So this wasn't specified very well, but what we're assuming is we're going to get some form of data, maybe in the form of many frames of images that have been processed, and we're going to have to combine this in some sort of way to make a video. And finally, we're going to store the output of this video back into the database. Potentially, we also might have to delete the original request, depending on how the sponsor would want that handled. So this is our project backlog. It's basically a general overview of everything we're going to be doing. So we're constructing the backend that continuously pings the database. Whenever new videos needs to be processed, we extract it from the database for processing. This should be done asynchronously. Construct functionality to handle the asynchronous process data and send them to the appropriate algorithm to be processed. So this might require handling big data efficiently, and it could also require some memory efficiency in mind when constructing these functionalities. And finally, we need to create functionality to retrieve the process data from the algorithms and then reconstruct the video and store them back into the database. The Docker, so as I forgot to mention, each component of this, the database, our backend, and also the computer vision algorithms are all going to be inside Docker containers. And so we were told that the database and the algorithm we were going to be given Docker images for these. And we'd have to talk with our sponsor to get more details on this. Some future features, potentially speaking, might be video processing based on prioritization, multiprocessing, and video completion percentage. So we might be able to return the percentage that the video has been processed So maybe somebody in the front end could use that. So for our first iteration, so one of the first things we were thinking about, despite not having enough information on it, is starting to design functions that would handle communication between the algorithms. We think this is one of the things that, along with figuring out how communications between the Docker containers are going to happen, these two things might be things that we're reliant on and won't be able to change very much. And so if we start these early, the rest of our code would be able to easily fit into this without running into issues. Another thing that we would be able to do is be able to interact with the database. Although this would happen later, this is an easy step just because we already somewhat know what we'd be doing. We'd write things to retrieve data, functionality to detect when new things appear, and then functionality that collects that data to be processed. And also, we'd start making a rough draft of the database schema. This can be changed, but we would initially want to know some sort of format if we're going to start building communications with the database. And this is some potential questions for our sponsor, as we haven't spoken with them yet, but they're not really important. And that's about it.